The downhill. Is there really any downsides to it?
Yes, there is. You have to climb to get it.
Wait, you mean you didn't use the shuttle?
What's a shuttle?
You're crazy. A downhill park is where they shuttle you to the top. You don't have to climb. Why would you ever climb to get to the top of a downhill park? Unless you're a crazy man. What are you doing? You've gone mad. Yes, the downhill park. The place where you either get shuttled to the top or you ride a lift to the top. But are they really worth the trip? Well, we'll find out because I'm going to go through the pros and cons of a downhill park. In 3, 2, 1, go. Lots of descending and no climbing. Yep, it's obvious, but it's definitely one of the main selling points of a downhill park. You don't have to climb. Everybody loves mountain biking, but there are a few downsides to mountain biking, such as climbing. Not everybody particularly likes climbing, especially kids on small wheels. In an hour of being at a downhill park, you can usually get more descending in than you would get in a whole days of riding. Speaking of getting tons of riding in, that also means that you can get a ton of progression. Say you ride 10 times more downhill in a few hours of riding a downhill park than you would in a whole day of riding. That means you can progress 10 times faster, if not more. Because also, downhill parks usually have more jumps, berms, and features than an ordinary trail. These jumps are also usually more well-maintained than public jumps, and also, they're a lot better built in most cases. If you're not really comfortable with jumping big jumps, you can start out on smaller jumps that have more mellow takeoffs and landings. Throughout the day, you can work your way up and hit bigger and bigger stuff until you're hitting huge stuff that you would never hit in another scenario. Speaking about hitting other stuff that you normally wouldn't, if you do get hurt, normally it's less consequential because normally there's emergency roads to get to you and normally you're not 20 miles up into the woods. Which brings us into the next one. The social aspect. There is tons of people at downhill parks, and we all configure at the top of the trails and talk about bikes and other bike-related and outdoor stuff before we drop in. This is a great way to find new friends and get new riding buddies, and also it's a great way to find people to tow you into new features. Say you want to hit a new trail and you find this really good rider that's hit the trail tons of times before. And you can ask him, can you tow me in? And most likely a lot of people will say yes. Or you could ask them if you want to do a train down the mountain. You may ask, what is a train? Well, that's where you get a ton of riders to ride really closely to each other down a trail, irresponsibly fast. Yeah, it sounds like a pretty bad idea, but it's pretty fun, and everybody's hooting and hollering after they hit jumps. Something you may think of as a bad thing about a downhill park is the lift lines. And they can be a bad thing if they're a Whistler opening weekend line. But lift lines, in my opinion, are actually kind of cool. You can talk to new riders, and it's another way to find new riding buddies. Ew, the chamois and a light breakfast? Well, at a downhill park, you do not need to bring either of those. All you gotta bring is your bike, some riding gear, and a good attitude. Yes! Because you do not have to conserve your energy for the climb. Well, because there is no climb.
Terrain Magazine. For all your outdoor needs in the Midwest. Terrain-mag.com.
With all of the good things about a downhill park, there is still one or two bad things about it. Yeah, you have to pay. But actually, a lot of other trail systems that don't have shuttles, you still have to pay to access. So I think that paying for riding downhill that's lift access is not a very big deal. But if you're on a really tight budget, like really tight budget, then it's not always accessible. Also, sometimes you have to drive quite a while to get to a downhill park. There's not too many of them, and if there's not one close to your house, it can sometimes be pretty hard to do day trips. But that's only 2 cons, and there is tons more good things that I didn't even mention in this video. So in my opinion, I think downhill parks are definitely worth a try. Also, they're even worth it if you have to drive a good 10 hours. Set aside a weekend and call up some buddies and make the trip out. Especially if you haven't gone to a downhill park before.
That was awesome!
Because your first trip will always be the most memorable one. Hey guys, thanks for watching my video. I had a ton of fun making it and I hope you had a ton of fun watching it. Also, this hopefully encouraged you to get out to a downhill park and have some fun. Also, I've had a huge surprise that I have been super excited to announce. As some of you may know, I recently hit 1,000 subscribers, and for this occasion, I am going to be giving away a Kuat transfer bike rack. All you have to do to enter is subscribe to my channel, comment on this video, and head over to my latest Instagram post, which is 1_MTB, and tag 2 friends who you love shredding with. And then you're entered in to win an awesome bike rack. The winner will be announced in my next video. So anyway, don't forget to go to Take a Hike Shop and Mountain Bike Shed for all your mountain biking needs. And if you're not in the area, head over to takeahikeshop.com. And as always, shred for life, peace!